hate Isons. In fact, a couple of years ago, I tried to get into it. However, that does not mean that I'm not aware of what is going on in that side of the sport. There are 3 reasons why I don't watch. After the performance by Tessa Virtue and Scott Moore, it was natural to be curious about it. So passionate, so exceptional. In Isons, more than in any of the other disciplines, the quality of the edges, no, not that one. The quality of the edge work is paramount. The reason being, unlike the rest of the disciplines, they don't have jumps. Alongside twizzles, the edges you're able to exhibit in your pattern make the defining characteristic. I'll give you a test. Oh, did I not tell you that you were being evaluated? Well, too bad. Pop-up quiz. Who have the deepest edges? A or B? If you said A, I would agree. Logically, A would have a higher score in this element, right? Wrong! But Alexa, you said depth is paramount. I know what I said. But don't worry, let's go for question 2. Impressive twizzles cover the most amount of ice, are synchronized, and are quick. Question number 2. Which team covers the 3 aspects better? A or B? If you said A, you agree with the judges and disagree with every other fan of this sport, then why did the judges give a higher score to A? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. The answer is simple. Corruption. Your initial thought might be, strong, big, rich federations are the ones moving the strings, and you wouldn't be wrong. The thing is, it's not only that, it's about your coach. Even I, who is somewhat removed from ice dance, is familiar with the name Mary France. Prairie, there was a battle of 2 or 3 powerful schools, mostly in Canada. This cycle, though, has been dominated by the Ice Academy of Montreal, IAM for short, and they do not limit themselves to only Canadians. Last Worlds in Boston, her skaters were the most benefited regardless of how they skated. Half of the field belongs to them. IAM having multiple small nations is not out of the goodness of their hearts. It's a political move. How so? The more diverse your pool of skater is, the easier it is to convince multiple judges from those nations to follow your political agenda. If 5 out of the 8 judges agree to help the skaters from each other's nation for a better standing overall, and give the win to the person that you want to give the win to, the rest of the judges will be seen as the ones mistaken if they give accurate scores. Is this new? Absolutely not. Does it bother me anyway? Yes, it does. Imagine growing fond of a team due to their talent, and then learning that they will never win anything and they will get buried in their field because they are not coached by the right person. Take the Olympic qualifier, for instance. Rate Majorov from Sweden needed a top 4 finish for a ticket to Milano Cortina. They were 3rd after the first segment. Only needed a mistake-free program in the second segment. Their free skate was one of the best of the night, possibly the most emotional too. And they did it. Everyone believed that they had made it. People at the arena, the commentators, people on Twitter, me, them, their coaches, absolutely everyone. All of a sudden, the scores are taking longer than usual. Their tech score is rapidly going down, surprising even the commentators.
The number just changed.
The free skate score is shown, and they are placed 6th. 5th overall, all because of a fandom call that invalidated an entire element, a choreo element. This left everybody baffled. Guess who benefited? An IAM team. Chinese pair Wang only needed 1 team to make a mistake in order to qualify. Why not thank the team with the least political backup? Did I mention that Liu Xinyu was under investigation for predatory behavior and malversing funds? Oh yeah. This leads me to my second point. Apologists and abusers. I've mentioned one already, but this Olympic cycle has been plagued with this sort of situations. Partly, I'm happy because that means victims and survivors are coming forward, and that's to be applauded. On the other hand, one is too many. The biggest scandal in Iceland belonged to none other than Nikolai Sorensen, another IAM skater. A survivor came forward 2 years ago and accused him of sexual assault. After investigations, he was given a 6-year ban at least for sexual mistreatment. In June, it was overturned, but this is still an ongoing battle. When the allegations came to light, I was very sympathetic towards Lawrence. Not only was Sorensen her skating partner, they were romantically involved as well. It would be very easy for us to say, just cut him off. But it's not only her feelings to consider, it was also her career. Of course, she sided with him. While I can understand, I don't agree. The following season, this season, she found a new partner in Guillaume Cicerón. And I say it like that because he doesn't deserve any respect from me. Guillaume, previous partner Gabriela Papadakis, with whom he won an Olympic title, shed light in his very shitty character. He threatened to leave the partnership if she came forward regarding her own abuse. I wish I was joking. And now, he's also siding with an alleged rapist just for what reason? Talented they might be, but as people, they are worse than trash. The icing of the cake is of course that the coaching team EM is behind them and now they are getting medals. The other that you might have heard of, if you're chronically online, is Ivan Desiatov, who was a prominent social media figure alongside Isabella Flores. Safe Sport permanently suspended him for misconduct. This made waves on TikTok more than within the sport since they were never really frontrunners. Well, what I'm getting at is that this predatory behavior and apologies are predominant, and the most powerful school try to sweep it under the rug. And for the pettiest reason as to why I don't watch ice dance is, the compulsory dance is a joke. Every year, the ISU determines the genre they will skate to for the first segment. Flashback to 2018 Olympic Games. Latin Rhythms is designated. This is the first time I actually can enjoy the Olympics. Baby me was excited. 1 hour in and 3 Despacitos later, I start to wonder if they know any other songs. I still endure because I am patient. Top contenders are in and... is that Ed Sheeran? In Portuguese? As a Latin American, that was insulting. Who greenlit this? Of course it was the same coaching team. I was meant to be the target audience. And everyone is wearing a salsa costume for some reason, even when they're skating to reggaeton. I would have even accepted a traditional Italian song because at least that's kind of Latin. You could make an argument of it. But Ed Sheeran? 8 years later, and it still bothers me. You would have thought they had learned of this experience. But no, that's a straight up an Imagine Dragons song. How is that a Latin rhythm? How? The last couple of years, the ISU has been trying to go viral. Believe it or not, this sport is struggling ever since the GOAT Yusuru Hanyu retired. So, they are pushing music from the 80s and 90s. But oh hey, the people that actually went viral were pushed out of the Olympics by the apologists! Great! Ice skaters have been progressively being more and more vocal about the situation within their sport. Because they don't feel like the treatment that they are receiving is fair. This cycle, they got rid of the compulsory patterns. If you're someone that does not watch figure skating, imagine that they took away every jump and they are scoring you based on vibes, reputation, and your coach. That is what's going on in ice dance. I'm not making this video to bash on ice skaters. Many of them are terrific athletes and overall great people. A plethora of current choreographers come from an ice dance background. Inspiring stories such as Guilles, who won her battle against cancer and came back on top of her game. Gabriela Papadakis, who is a champion in every single way, who has stood up for victims and doesn't want to be associated in any shape, way, or form with abusers. And it cost her her job. For alongside Madison Chock, they have opened the conversation for same-sex pairings. The Spanish Federation, who finally, after a decade or more, has finally qualified 2 teams to the Olympics. Ice dance has given skaters like Oshiro Shimada, Nikolai Majorov, Rika Kihira, Daisuke Takahashi a second home when their careers in singles did not pan out the way they wanted to. It's given them a second chance to practice a sport that they love. Ice dance doesn't resemble a sport right now, and until reforms are made to this already subjective sport, as much talent as there might be, I don't think it's worth our while. If you're gonna watch ice dance at the Olympics, please boo these people and enjoy the rest. See this relationship as a one-night stand. And for those of you who like ice dance, why? Are you a masochist or something? I see. Anyway, subscribe for more figure skating, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! In case you were wondering, Reit and Majorov are making the Olympics because the skating gods work in mysterious ways and another team had to withdraw.